I am a 21st century learner, as they may say, a person who is raised to be brave enough to communicate the message of challenge in this changing generation. Over the decades, I witnessed some drastic and catastrophic circumstances that our country faced. And the fact is, children are vulnerable to these changes. Undeniably, we are now facing a battle of fighting our enemy, the enemy that we cannot see. We fear for our safety, for our health, for the stability of the world, and for what will be going to happen as we continue facing this rough time. The COVID-19 pandemic has created unprecedented challenges economically, socially, and politically across the world. More than just a health crisis, the pandemic has also resulted to educational crisis, as schooling was also one of the most affected aspects in the human life. COVID-19 left the educational system in a rush to address, handle, and cope with the demands of the changing learning landscape. Every student, teacher, and academically inclined personnel could describe their decrements in this new mode of learning, from inadequate school equipment, technology glitches, to lack of social interaction, confusing assignments and activities, to poor and difficulty to receive immediate answers and feedback. Yes, we cannot deny the fact that we all had experienced a different kind of hardships as we go on with our education in this new normal. Evidences can be seen since there were cases of suicide among students and teens due to excessive stress, anxiety, and depression, resulted from adjustments made during the new normal. I remember when schools suddenly closed in March and moved to online instruction. I wondered how I would have responded. Now, across the country, everyone is asking the same question: when will we get back to normal? As we are now about to turn our eyes toward next year, there is an increasing concern about the opening of classes, which is very challenging, especially to those children aged 12 and below. A challenge between health and learning. Will the effectiveness of blended learning sustain the competencies of every child? Will the government risk the safety and health of every student and push through the face-to-face classes? For many years, student has been exposed to face-to-face classroom-based learning, which is suggests the idea that the succession rate of the student to complete tasks efficiently, stay in focus and determined, and better teacher-student communication is much higher than the online learning, as they gain greater understanding and real-world experience from the teachers and other students. Also, the completion rate is almost 5 times higher than of the online learning. Hence, it is shown that face-to-face learning suggests a more efficient and effective learning environment that, if planned and thought about wisely and smartly, the COVID-19 pandemic cannot hinder the students to learn education in the best way possible. However, we cannot just risk the health of these children. Parents are facing a challenging decision regarding whether to send their children to school for in-person classes in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic, since it could increase the risk of COVID-19 among children and family members. Nevertheless, risk can be minimized with proper infection prevention and control measures, including implementation of a communication plan with schools and community members, continuous testing, use of masks, hygiene promotion, sanitation and hand washing facilities, social distancing, transportation to and from school, disinfection and ventilation of classroom, safe food preparation, proper waste disposal, and prevention of stigma and discrimination, among others. Now, I stand here today in cause of bringing you the message of every children, the message that sprouts out like the seed of hope which is cultivated and fertilized by education. Yes, it's true that education makes us more creative individual and shape our perspective from complexity to simplicity. I am ready to support the implementation of in-person schooling while responding to the pandemic. Together, we can overcome these trying times and safeguard the rights of children and their families for a better future beyond COVID-19. With this, I am speaking with confidence, with great vigor to start reinstructing our mindset that we can withstand with the inevitable change of this chaotic world. I am an image of a true fighter who never forget the story of the past, who work hard in the present and who prepare for the extreme tomorrow. And if we don't stand to embrace this challenge now, when are we going to do it? When are we going to move forward? This is Mylene. Thank you.